Florida's TV. We at Union Stage. I'm here with Kaash Paige. What's up?
What's up, man? How are you?
When I was in high school, like, the different type kids was wearing Asics, and it was always hard, but it was just like...
Everybody thought they were corny.
I thought they was hard. Yeah, everybody else thought they was corny, but me, I didn't want to buy the wrong pair.
Yeah.
Like how a dude that don't know Jordans, try to buy a pair of Jordans, end up with a team pair of Jordans.
I had team flights.
Really?
I got clowned in school.
High school?
Yeah, my mom had got me some because like a lot of the kids, like I grew up in the suburbs, like Mansfield area, and anybody that knows Mansfield, like big houses, like, you know, like, but it'd be the kids that grew up in those areas that be trying to be gangbanging and shit.
Yeah.
Like, anyways, they all had Jordans, like the newest Jordans that would come out, the Bread 11s, all these shoes, and I had asked my mom to give me some, and they were like, these teams, bro, and people were clowning me the whole day at school, and it was my whole outfit, like it matched. It was like orange, blue, and
That's
black.
probably made it worse.
Yeah, it was like my whole outfit match, and they were like clowning me. They were just like, "You got fake Jordans on," like just laughing at me, and I was like, "Bro, like they were clean to me." But it's like it's so crazy that you can wear those now, and nobody. Like, I wouldn't say people don't care, but it's like people just don't care. Like it's just about how you rock it.
It depends on who you're around, but you know, people would be like you know, especially us black people, like we idolize sneakers so much when it's really be setting us back. Like,
yeah, that's true.
Did you get more into fashion though? Like since you've been on, like.
I would say yeah. As time progresses, cause I used to not care. I feel like when my ex, like she would tell me like, "You a star, like you got to start dressing like a star," and I'm like, "Well, shit, Adam Sandler a star too, and he be just throwing on anything." You know what I'm saying? And she'd just be like, "Nah, you got to like start working on your branding more." And so I feel like I do, like especially when it comes to shows and stuff now, cause I'm the type that go on stage in this, you know. But
Is
it's
you about
like,
to rock?
yeah, it's like you said what?
We about to change.
Yeah, like, so it's like I like to go on stage and stuff like this, but it's like I know I gotta like look obviously presentable and obviously like, you know, I gotta tap into, it's like I gotta look like I care. And obviously I do care, but I feel like sometimes like the stuff that you wear look like you don't care that much.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I'm like heavy into fashion now, and I plan on like getting more deeper into it as I start meeting more stylists, start getting invited to like New York and Paris Fashion Week. Then I feel like I'll start, then I'll start like really dressing like we have another one of these, and I'm like, yeah, we're going. You know, you ask me like, Kaash, what you on? I'm like, we're going, rap. Like, you're going to be like, damn, like, you were just wearing some Walmart sweats when I see you last time.
But then you can showcase your art through fashion, too. So it is good to tap into that world.
Do you like to tap into fashion?
Me, you know, I like the way it would look good on me. Like, I interviewed somebody that was real fly. He was like, you really just got to dress for your body type. So a lot of people try to say I dress like a young nigga, but I ain't about to wear no tight ass khakis and no.
Yeah, but, you still are young though.
Yeah, you know I'm definitely still young.
And it's just like you got to think about it in general. Like a lot of these kids that are wearing like skinny jeans, they be looking like they like nuts and legs suffocated. Yeah. Like they be like walking like, you know, I got Raf on, like I got a Miri, like your legs can't even breathe. Like your legs looking like this when you walk in.
Right. Yeah.
So I feel like with the fashion stuff, like when people are, you dress like young niggas, like nah, some young niggas dress like straight, tight, skin tight, skinny jeans. That is not it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you gotta have some type of room, like some air, like shit.
Yeah. So speaking about the fashion, how you know it changed when you got on, or how you want to make it more prevalent. What else has like changed since you took off?
I would say a lot of my the environments that I put myself in.
Right.
A lot of my friends. I feel like I'm more intentional with who I'm around. I'm more intentional with what I do. And I feel like back then I was like mad naive. I'm like, I want to do everything. I want to be around everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like this is gonna get me to point A. This is gonna get me to point B. And it's like, nah. Like some of these people they're a part of your story to be for a reason in a season. Some people are long term, but I feel like I just started to I had to change a lot of environments that I was in because I feel like they just weren't.
Were they toxic?
Yeah, super toxic environments. It's like even now, like I've been 6 months sober. I don't drink or smoke anymore. And even then, like being on tour, getting paid for like, you know, pull up to clubs and stuff like that. I'm grateful because ultimately it's like that's a blessing and everybody in there turning up. But sometimes I'll be in a club and I'll be like, okay, like this feels good to get paid from it. But then I'm like, damn, like a lot of people in there, you could see like, you know, some people are lost.
Right.
And then some people, they're just having a great time. Like they just love to party. But I think like sometimes it just don't sit right in my spirit anymore.
Right, because you found God.
Yeah, so it's like being in there, and it's not the fact that I don't think that people in there haven't found God. I think it's just like what we're putting in our temple. You know what I'm saying? And that's just anything. It doesn't have to be substances, but I feel like I felt myself putting a lot of substances in my temple. So when I go to the club or when I go online and I see people drinking a whole bunch, I'd be like, damn, like you don't understand how bad, like you're altering your minds.
Right.
You know, like stuff like that makes you do dumb things. You don't have to make
different.
Yeah, react different. It's like could have been so many different situations where it's like, say for instance, God willing, one day I'm at the Grammys, right? And say, for instance, I never put down alcohol. I never stopped smoking. And I pull up to the red carpet high or drunk. You know what I'm saying? I might say the wrong thing on camera. Or it's just like, you know, the right person come up to me and I have the wrong energy, the wrong presence. And now I've turned somebody off because my mind's so altered, you know, because I'm under the influence. And I feel like I had to take control of that part of me because I was like, man, like you say you want to be in these rooms, you want to be on these stages. It's like, you're going to have to make a sacrifice. And that sacrifice is going to cost you a lot, but it needs to because ultimately it's not serving you, you know, and it affects your health too.
Right.
So
and you want to be intentional. You want to catch every opportunity.
Yeah.
And be Kaash.
Yeah, and I feel like having a clean brand is everything. Like even then, I'm about to go get my face tattoos removed.
For real, see?
They like playful. They not like bad, but I think like when I was young, I just wanted face tattoos because it would be a lot of people like, oh, if you get face tattoos, you're never gonna be, you know, like, you know, when I had all these tattoos, like getting my blood drawn, a lot of nurses be like, I know you can't get a job, you know, you got too many tattoos, you got face tattoos and stuff, and I would be laughing because I wouldn't tell them what I do, but I'd just be like, no, ma'am, like everything's okay, you know.
That you like trying to challenge yourself, like make it more difficult for you to go the corporate or the square route so you can chase the music?
Yeah, 1,000%. But now I feel like they don't care when I'm in corporate type of settings, but I care because I'm like, damn, like that's the first thing you see when you talk to me. You might see my smile first, but you're gonna also see my face tattoo. And it's like, I also don't want to be, but for Black people, we're already stereotyped. Right. So it's like you're meeting people, you're going into these rooms, and now you have face tattoos on your face, and it kind of makes somebody question, you know, where you grew up, what environment you grew up in, et cetera. And it's just like, you know, I'm like, I'm from the suburbs. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a rock star, but it's like people that don't know me, they're not gonna see that, you know, or know that.
I'm from the suburbs too, and I got tattoos, but it's like I always try to keep them under the sleeves, just because I ain't like the same thing. I ain't know what I was gonna do with my future.
Exactly, it's like if you got a face tattoo, they're gonna be like, man, he's from the trenches, and it's like, no, I'm not. You know?
How you feel like it's harder to make your music pop when you're not from the trenches?
Nah, I think when something's meant for you, I feel like God is gonna allow it to happen wherever you are in the world. Like I feel like a lot of kids that are from the trenches, that are the product of their environment, and they're telling their story, I feel like that's their, how to put them to words, I feel like they're superheroes for the kids that are like listening to their music. They are. You know, because they're like, damn, like he made it out of the hood, you know what I'm saying?
Same
like
block.
Yeah, same block. It's like, so I feel like it's very empowering, like hearing, you know, people that are from the trenches make music for, you know, like, I mean, for other kids, because ultimately it's like you making it to showcase that it's not hard, you know? And so I feel like when it comes to the suburbs, like I feel like a lot of people, I think it only makes it hard when you're from the suburbs and you try to act like you're from the trenches. Yeah, like a lot of people do that. And I'd be like, bro, like you grew up in a great neighborhood, great family, you know, had a great family, 2-family home, and you want to act like you're from the hood, like, come on now. Like, I don't like stuff like that. But ultimately, it's like, sometimes we all be lost. You know, I've had a moment in school where I was trying to be like that, trying to hang around all the kids that were trying to hit licks and all this stuff because I thought it was cool. But also was a kid that could go hang out with those type of people, hang out with the rock kids, the nerds, the jocks, all these different people. So it was like, I was trying to fit in.
And now you got all them in the crowd.
Yeah, facts. I know, that's crazy.
What's it like the road life, like landing, performing the same day, having to do stuff like this, press?
I would say it's exciting, especially like this year, God's blessed me with opportunities to go. Like I toured in China this year, and that was amazing because it was like, I didn't expect to have fans over there. And it was like, oh, the show was sold out. And I was like, bro, like, you know, they singing my songs word for word, some in Mandarin, like, because, you know, like some of them couldn't understand what I was saying, but it was just like doing that, landing, and being like, damn, I'm finna go have an interview with somebody in a whole different country. Right. And then it's like, with this tour run, it's like, I ain't been on my own U.S. tour run since 2023. So it's like, being able to go through this again, I'm like, man, I feel like it's such a better such a better setting too.
Right.
Like I feel more in tune. I see the growth. I see the excitement. Like I said, I used to be under the influence a lot. So it's like, I'll do the interview and be high. So I really wouldn't, somebody be like, yo, I interviewed you back in 2021. I'm like, oh, you did? You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
You're more clear-headed.
Yeah, so it's like, I think it's just gratitude. Being able to get on a plane, being able to head to the hotel. Like,
and
I always.
Safe.
Yeah, landing safe. Going to the hotel, being like, damn, I'm really doing it. And I realized it's one thing on tour, and that's why I like got the camera too. So I used to have this thing at the beginning of this tour where I would think about the past a lot. And in 2023, like I said, I was with CAA. I was still with the major. Like, all my shows were sold out. This particular tour for me, I feel like God put me through, he's teaching me perseverance. And he's teaching me that my story is different from everybody else. And in the midst of it, none of these shows have been sold out. They've been packed. And some of them have only had 20 people. But I have still put on a full show, performing an hour. And I remember at the beginning of the tour, everybody was like, I don't think you should do this tour. Like, it's not sold out. Like, it's not going to make any sense. Like, you want to look good. You want people to book you. I always say, what's meant for me will always be for me. And I feel like a lot of artists, we allow people to get in our head and we cancel the show or we cancel a tour because everything not sold out. Cancel all these arena tours and all these shows. There's people that are flying across the world to come see you.
Right.
So if you got to perform in front of 5 people, perform in front of 5 people because you have to understand you once were already doing that. So why stop because you feel like you reached this level and now it's embarrassing, or now you feel like you need to sell out for everything to look good or people are not going to rock with you. Like, nah, you just got to push through. And I feel like this tour is like, I have like, 4 or 5 more dates, and it's taught me just perseverance, bro. Like, just keep going, keep having fun with it. Because ultimately, it's like I've already experienced the sold out shows. I've experienced performing in front of 45,000 people. I've experienced performing in front of 2 people. It's like, it should never change how big you get,
right.
you know?
It's the narrative you put behind it.
And so it's like, I most definitely want to like spread that, like that message, especially on my Instagram, because I feel like I've been seeing so many artists cancel their shows. And it's like, I want to know why. Because obviously, if it's a financial loss, I get it. But I don't see anything as a financial loss. They told me I was going to lose money going on this tour, but I was like, I still got to do it. Yeah. You know, God blessed me to have finances in general, but I was like, it's going to be so many more opportunities that come from this, from me just putting my face out there and going on the road, you know?
Yeah, this means a lot to the DMV in Baltimore.
What up?
You know, we love to get a big artist like Kaash Paige on here.
That's lit.
It's Florida's TV. I'm here with Kaash Paige. I'm your host, Shooting Narrow. I want to talk to you about the album you just dropped. Mm-hmm. It's called Too Late to Be Toxic?
Yeah.
Yeah, so how'd you come up with that name? I know you talked about changing your environment. You talked a little bit off camera.
Yeah.
My favorite song on the album, though, before you answer that, is Never Get Back Together, or Never Getting Back Together. Can you tell us about that song?
So that song, it came to me crazy. I was upstairs, and I was watching this show called Touched by an Angel.
Okay, I've never seen that.
Yeah, I was at my mom's house, and I was watching this show, and I was just watching it every day. And I would always constantly think about, like, my ex. And I was like, damn, like, I feel like we never get back together, but we always get back together, you know? And I was like, let me see how I can, like, make a song called Never Getting Back Together and then throw, like, the Taylor Swift thing in there as well. And it's honestly, like, Mike always says, he like, that song cap, because, like, you be back with her. But I'm just like, yeah, I'm saying, you in my dreams. Like, I think about you every single day. Like, you be my Taylor Swift, no bad blood, you still my twin. Like, it's like, you still are on my mind. I just feel like we're never getting back together. The part that we used to be, the honeymoon phase, like, that's never happening anymore. It's in the past, you know? So when I made that, I sent it to her, you know, and she was like crying and stuff like that. And she was listening to it, and she was just like, obviously, she was like, what? Never get back together. Like, she was lost, but I was like, I mean, it's like, it's true. Like, I feel like there's just some things you can't get back together anymore. And it's in the past.
Yeah. Then it goes into Kaash's interlude, or
Kaash's Thoughts.
Kaash's Thoughts, yeah. You got Kaash's interlude on like another project.
Yeah, on Park Art Convos.
Yeah, so it goes into Kaash's Thoughts.
Yeah. And
you say like, man, I don't want to start over. Like, but it sounded like, so like when I heard it, it sounded linear, but maybe the way you put it, like that's just how you were feeling before y'all broke up.
No, so when I used to be in the studio a lot, whenever we were long distance dating, I would be on the phone with her. And I made Stuck on Stupid. I'm gonna post it on my Instagram, but my YouTube too. I made Stuck on Stupid, and I made it in the kitchen with my homie Pisces. And she fell asleep like while I was recording. And I was just like having a genuine conversation. And I was just like, man, like I'm just tired of arguing. Because we would argue like every day, you know? And we had so much trauma. And I was like, I'm just tired of arguing. I just don't want to keep doing this anymore. And I want to know if this is really for real. Because I'm putting all my hard work into this and trying to make this work. I want to make sure like we get married one day. And I think it was just me being vulnerable and just thinking out loud, you know? And we captured that moment. I was like, damn, like we should put that like on the project. Right. And so we just put it on the project, and I just put it after that song because I was just like, that's just my thoughts. And then you go to Suck on Soup, and it's like, why do I feel this way? Why do I feel this way? Because I feel like with her, I've always been in a constant battle. When my friend told me, she said, God is, you know, not the author of confusion. And I feel like me and her have always confused each other throughout our relationship, and I feel like it had to, you know, at the end. But,
Gotta change the environment so more blessings come in.
Facts. That whole project is, you know, about being in a confusing relationship, a toxic relationship, and Too Late to Be Toxic for me just means like, I don't want to be toxic no more. A lot of people thrive off of my toxic music. They love me being the toxic queen, or like, you know, you listen to Future. It's like, you know, it's like, but it's, at some point you got to grow up, you know, and it's not the fact that we all still don't have toxic habits or bad habits. We're always growing every single day. But I think it's like, I want people to know me more than that. It's like, I want people to know me more than R&B and hip hop, you know? And I feel like when I've done that, a lot of people don't fuck with it. Like my project, Catch Me While I Care, it's all EDM. But I'm like, that's gonna come back tenfold, and y'all gonna see me performing at EDC, and y'all gonna be like, damn, like that's why she was making that type of music. But it's like, because I see myself on a bigger scale, I don't just see myself as Kaash Paige, the R&B hip hop artist. I see myself as $1 billion brand. So it's like, I want to make sure I'm making all different types of music that can go at different festivals, sync, etc. You know, and it's like, when it's my time, it's going to be my time. Yeah. You know?
I think you're just a dope person. Like, I was watching the Wallow interview. I just think you're a real dope person.
Nah, thank you. I appreciate that.
The world gotta see more of that.
Nah, you too. I appreciate you, for real. And Wallow, man, I really enjoyed like being on his platform too, because I feel like just speaking to him, like, because we were speaking off camera too, and it was just like, I feel like y'all energy is the same. It's like really personable and really expressive, you know, and I feel like you just say what comes to your mind. You're not thinking, I would say you're not thinking about it, but it's just like, you just
be thinking hard.
Yeah, but it's like being expressive. And I feel like a lot of people, they don't tap into that vulnerable side of themselves. Everybody wants to be too cool. Everybody wants to be like, you know, say what feels right. And it's like, nah, you kind of just be honest. You got to be honest with everybody, you know, especially on these type of platforms. If you're not honest, what's the point of watching it?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, especially like you saying you finding God. I'm a strong believer in God, and I always had faith, but you know, the more you talk to people that are really into the religion, they start breaking stuff down to you. Like, if you really had faith, you wouldn't have that much anxiety. You wouldn't really be worried about your journey. Because stuff like you're saying, like, the blessings are not going to miss out on you. They're just not there yet. They're coming.
Exactly. And it's just like having the faith of as small as a mustard seed. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you might have anxiety, I might have anxiety, but if we have faith as small as a mustard seed, which a mustard seed is extremely small, as long as we have a little bit of faith, it's still going to happen for us because God loves to give us blessings. That's just how God is. I was just reading the Easy Reader's version of the Bible last night, and I had read that, and I was just like, it's not the fact that God punishes people or doesn't want to bless people. You know, he doesn't bless you because you're a good person. He blesses you because he loves you, regardless. You know, it's like, we all sin. That's why Jesus died on the cross for our sins. He knew we were going to be sinners, you know, but it's like God blesses us anyways. In the midst of it, doesn't have to be anything financially, anything with success. He blesses us with being able to wake up every single day, have air in our lungs, and just push and fight for another day and do what we're going to do, you know, what we say we're going to do. And I feel like that's like the beautiful thing about it. Like, as long as you have a little bit of faith, everything that you're dreaming, everything you're thinking about in your mind is going to happen for you. Even if you're not seeing it right now, you might be like, all right, cool. Like, I want to tap in. Well, you might be like, I want to go get an interview with Drake soon. You know what I'm saying? Interview with so-and-so. And it's like, it's going to happen for you because God is instilling that vision in you. It might not happen next week, or it might happen tomorrow. It might happen a year from now, but you have the faith as small as a mustard seed. You know what's going to happen. You know, you just don't know the timing.
Right.
So.
Yeah, man. You see it happening now. We at Union State. Shout out to Union State. This is mad love letting us be in the green room with Kaash Paige. My man's Mark Crooks behind the camera.
You know what I'm
got
saying?
Okie over there setting stuff up like how he do. And my man's right there.
What up, man?
What's up, bro? I thought I was Ryan. But any last words you got for him? Like, I want you to get back in your zone. I don't want to be in your way.
I would just say, y'all, like, just keep pushing through. Keep having fun. Tell your parents you love them every single day, even if you have a grudge toward them. Tell your friends, your family, anybody you love them, even if you have a grudge towards them, because at the end of the day, bitterness don't get you far. And just love yourself. You know, let's practice self-love more. A lot of us fall into beating ourselves up, thinking we're failing because we don't see something right now. But just practice loving yourself more and being patient. Patience does suck sometimes, I understand, but it is going to be worthwhile whenever it happens. Everything that you're thinking of and dreaming of is going to be worthwhile. It's happening for you. So don't let go. Don't let up. And I'll see y'all soon. Love y'all.
And shout out to Floaters.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Floaters.
Cut. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
That's probably my favorite. I'm not probably. That's my favorite interview. Like, I love
thank
it.
you.